Why do you love metal? It's a question that metalheads get asked all the time, a question that has as many answers as there are metalheads. You can love Black Sabbath, Lamb of God, and Meshuggah, but the specific reasons you love each band may intersect very little, if at all. The purpose of this show is to dig into the question, to explore and celebrate the vast stylistic variety within the metal genre. So, why do you love metal? Let's find out on 5 songs. All right, here it is, another episode of 5 songs. I'm your host, Kevin Tulppo, and my guest today is Mike Landy from Aventity and Beauty In Failure. Welcome to the show, Mike. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No problem. I've been itching to get you on here for a while because you're actually one of my favorite local guitar players. I really like what both your bands do.
Yeah.
And I like your style of playing and everything. So it's really a pleasure to have you here today.
Well, I'm very honored to be out here. Hell yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Cool. All right. As everybody knows by now, at least my regular listeners, Mike has brought 5 metal songs that he digs, and we're gonna look at each one of them individually and find out what the deal is with them. So. We don't waste a whole lot of time. So at the top of your list today is a tune from Queensryche. This song is called The Right Side of My Mind. So What's significant about this song for you?
Okay, so when I started listening to Queensryche, it was kind of like right in the middle. Well, all right, so I'm 29, and I started getting into music maybe 10, 15 years ago. So I was kind of late to the party. So what's kind of nice about this is, like, I can listen to like this song, and it's not like typical Queensryche, and I can look at this song and I can appreciate it for what it is, because this is a little different. It's not like a total riffy song, but it has like a good, like, trying to think what to say. It starts off slow and like brings you up to a good climax, and so I'm not kind of a sucker for those type of songs too.
Right. So did you when you heard this song, is this like the first of them you'd heard, or had you already kind of gotten into their earlier classic stuff and Mindcrime and stuff like that, or was this sort of your introduction to them?
I guess it was more the Mindcrime was first, but this doesn't necessarily. This isn't like my favorite song by them, but it's definitely out there. I definitely like the Mindcrime stuff and like the riffy stuff, but I definitely heard this maybe a little bit later.
All right, that said, let's fire it up and have a listen to it. This is Queensryche with The Right Side of My Mind.
Are you okay?
was Queensryche, The Right Side of My Mind. That's kind of like mid '90s, later stuff.
Actually, the album is from Q2K. I would imagine that came
Probably
around
2000,
right? So, yeah, definitely their later stuff, and it just, I don't know. Like I said, it was not quite the riffy stuff, but it's more of like a song that starts off slow and kind of like builds up to a climax, and
it was solid. I mean, I kind of I grew up with the earlier stuff. I mean,
Right.
I had the self-titled EP,
Right.
And
Yep.
The Warning and
Sure.
Rage for Order, like everything up to Mindcrime, and it was just I was kind of spoiled that way, and then like with Empire, it was like,
Yeah.
what? Oh,
Yeah.
come on, and then I kind of lost interest, but now like. But I'll hear some of the later stuff that I haven't heard before, and it's like definitely them. It's solid stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And actually, to add on that is like, since you kind of jumped in like right in the beginning, what I find like comforting in me just like discovering the band as late as I did, I'm able to like actually look at the songs and don't have that like emotional attachment, whether it be earlier or later, like the anticipation for the next album. Oh, I hope it's like this, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't get this, like I don't have an emotional attachment to like what they're supposed to sound like. So when I hear Q2K, I can be like, oh, that's a really cool song, and I can go back and listen to like Prophecy, like the the earlier stuff, and still appreciate it as much too without that emotional
Right. Yeah.
tie.
Well. Yeah. You can look at it a little more like
Objectively or something.
Yeah, just a little more of like as a progression.
Right.
Of this is where they were, this is where they are now.
Yeah.
And that is kind of rough because it's for the old schoolers like me, Queensryche is like that. Metallica's a big one, man. Like Metallica's like after Injustice for All, it was like, what the fuck happened to you guys, man? And so they just like in my estimation, and a lot of guys like me, they just never really recovered from that. So
Exactly.
that's how it goes. What do you know?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
But we get attached to the stuff that we grew up with, and it's,
Right. There's nothing wrong either way, but I just like it's comforting to me, so I can actually look at it, a little bit more objectively. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm right and you're wrong, or like I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But whatever.
No, that's cool.
So.
Whatever.
Right. No, I'm right, guys.
All right. Next up on your list is Dream Theater making another appearance. We got a lot of Dream Theater fans been on the show so far.
Yeah.
This song is called Voices. Tell us about this one.
Well, I think this is just a well-written song by them. I like this song. They give you everything that you like in Dream Theater. They can bring it down. They can have like really heavy guitar riffs and be progressive as shit. And then the guitar solo is fucking amazing, of course. And that's just what I like about Dream Theater is just they give you everything in their music. It's just they're the complete band. And that's how I look at John Petrucci. And like growing up as a guitar player, he was the guy that I really admire, and still to this day, it's like I think I'll probably get some shit for this, but like I think he's the best guitar player ever. Or not ever, I'm sorry, and one of the best guitar players. And the reason why I say that is because he's a complete guitar player. I mean, obviously Steve Vai could probably out-chop him, but like I don't think Steve Vai can write a song for shit. So sort of.
I can kind of see where you're getting at there.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Vai does amazing improv
Absolutely.
shit. Absolutely amazing improv shit.
Yep, and I'm not taking away from any of that either.
But it's basically just like he's improvising over basic blues based rock, and he doesn't really. I mean, I've listened to a lot of his solo stuff, and he. I think the thing with Steve Vai is that when he starts writing songs, he writes just weird shit.
Oh, totally.
Totally.
Yeah, and that, like I said, I'm not taking away from Steve Vai because he's obviously an incredible guitar player, but like, even speed-wise, obviously there are faster guitar players than John Petrucci. But like, as far as a complete guitarist, I think he is the best out there, just because he gives you everything.
All right, well, let's have a listen to him then. This is Dream Theater with Voices.
Sunday morning, the spider in the window, the angel in the pool, the old man takes the poison, now the widow makes the So speak, I'm right here. She used to say to me, not a word, not a word. Judas on the ceiling, the devil in my bed. I guess Easter's never coming. So I'll just wait inside my room. Like a scream, but sort of silence, living up my nightmares. Voices within me, feeling threatened. We reflect your hopes and fears. Voices discussing me. Others steal your thoughts, they're not confined within your mind. Thought disorder, dream control. Now they free my mind on the radio. But where's the God of Eden? I feel led, I feel depressed. Sex is dead, death is sex. Setting rock here on the crucifix. Like a scream, but sort of silence, living up my nightmares. Voices protecting me. Good behavior brings the Savior to his knees. Voices rejecting me. Others steal your thoughts, they're not confined to your mind.
Because of my suffering, because of my illness. Love is what matters. Loving other people on equal terms. You got to know who you're dealing with, because like a stranger, this might come through here with a gun. Then what will you do? Everything is immaterial. You know that reality is immaterial. This is
On the floor, staring at the wall, like the spider in the window. Wish that I could speak through fantasy refuge. Guardian politicians, should I turn on my religion? These demons in my head turn to
All right, Dream Theater, Voices. That was a really good song. I was talking about the last guitar solo. The last guitar solo in that song was really cool because of how his use of the wah was very. He used it, but he wasn't like wow.
Right.
He just kind of found it. He found a nice like weird little range in there, and just kind of like rocked back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little bit, just to keep that kind of weird,
Right. It wasn't obnoxious
yeah.
and overpowering, and that's what we were saying is like, that's why I like his soloing so much. Is it's very tasteful, and almost every solo he does, and he's like, between the wah pedal and then like how fast he could play a million miles an hour, but he doesn't need to all the time, and he could just he's just an incredibly tasteful guitar player as far as soloing and stuff.
Yeah, they're not like a background music band. You
Right.
gotta kind of pay attention to them because like, every song they're going someplace. There's definitely I mean, it's like there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is as good as much as I love metal and like even my favorite bands. A lot of that stuff is suitable for just turning it down a little bit, and it can be background music
For sure. Yep. It's definitely it's definitely advanced listening, and for people who like paying attention to what the hell's going on in music. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that, though.
Right on. All right. Next up, Tool.
Yeah.
Which is which I don't I think on the one hand I don't think Tool gets enough credit as a metal band.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I can kind of see that because they're much more into. I see them more as kind of a like art rock kind of thing, like
For sure.
like coming out of that California art rock.
Yeah.
Tradition. They're just kind of they're not. They do a lot of like crazy stuff, but they're not as totally far out
Right.
as some like really crazy shit like Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum
Right.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The Mars Volta and shit like that. They're
Right.
just they're much more. I guess accessible. I guess is an imperfect word for it, but
For sure. Yeah, I think that they ride the line, like you said, of metal and like being like too metal and too experimental. They like ride that line, and I think that's good because like it can grasp both audiences too. Because you can obviously, if you love real heavy metal, you can still appreciate Tool. Even if you're into just like really experimental stuff and maybe not so much into metal, you still can like Tool and see where they're I don't know.
So the song you've chosen from Tool is 46 and 2. What about this song in particular?
Love the bass line in it. It's like one of the most I don't know, like it just hooks me. Like every time I hear it, it's just, and it's like Schism. Like when you hear Schism, like yeah, that's Schism, just because like the triplet thing going on, and then just with 46 and 2, yeah, just like the bass line. And what I like about this whole song is it has the consistent theme of that opening bass line throughout the whole song, and somehow they make this into like an 8 or however long the song is. They make it into this long song, but they have so many different versions of it, and it's like throughout each part, and they layer, and just it's just I love this damn song. It's just so fucking good. I don't care what anyone says.
All right, hey, yeah, I agree. I happen to be a fan of Tool. I like what they do a lot.
Right.
So Tool 46 and 2. Tool 46 and 2. That's kind of old schooly, like, like early mid 90s stuff too. So
Yeah.
that reminds me of the Summer of Acid when I first moved to Ann Arbor in like 1994 and
Right on. Yeah. I hear you.
all the fucking the strippers and bouncers and people carrying just like reams of sheet acid around with them everywhere they went. It was fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
Absolutely true, though.
What a party with you guys.
So yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying about that, like that bass line being the theme for the whole song,
Yeah.
and I guess I never really realized that before, but it's
Yeah, I like that, and it's very percussive. Obviously, Danny Carey's like he's a phenomenal drummer, and what he does over top of that, all of that, is just I find that song's just like perfect. So,
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
all their stuff is very percussive.
Yeah.
Very, I think that's one of the things that I really like about them, is that they're kind of a total package band where
Yeah.
in that they're totally focused on getting exact. I mean, they're all exactly on the same fucking page.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like too is like each instrument, like Maynard, everybody in the band is like so crucial to their sound, and everyone's distinct in their own way, and nobody gets buried really. And even though the guitar player might be like playing, just more atmospheric stuff and not quite as a lead part, it doesn't totally get buried in it. Like I said, it creates the atmosphere. So it's like each band member is so crucial to their sound, I think. So
Cool. That was a good tune. I haven't heard that one in a long time.
yeah.
Nice. All right. Next up on your list, Periphery. Getting
Yeah.
into some Genty stuff. Genty. That's stupid.
I know, I hate that. I was just gonna say it's just like that whole fucking concept's retarded, but it's just the damn kids these days,
Yeah. And this one is called Icarus Lives.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess this song, other than what you'll hear later on, is one of the bands that I got into with the whole Genty sound, I guess. What I do dig about this band is, well, their earlier stuff, is they do have a little bit of singing in it, and I appreciate that. The singer's kind of, I don't know, I like him, but I'm already defending the damn song, and it's like, why'd you even put it on here if you're defending it? But just, they're very progressive. And
You know what? I can almost guarantee that I'm thinking exactly the same. That I know exactly what you're going to say about the singer because
Yeah.
because for stuff like this,
yeah.
the like vocalist,
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing with certain like styles of like
the
this
vocalist
metal.
can kill it, man. It just
Totally. And it's a shame.
you can have a musically amazing band, and
Yeah.
the guy starts whining like a bitch, and it's like, come
I
on.
know, exactly. Just took everything heavy that you just did and just devalued it all. But I mean, he is a great singer and everything. I don't knock him. He's great at what he does. It's not my total taste of my favorite type of singing, like we were saying, but like for whatever reason, I really like this song, and it kind of like just it's proggy, and I know the guy Misha Mansour's he has a big influence of Meshuggah and like Dream Theater too, and you can hear some of it in his play. But and what actually what I did like about this guy Misha is he originally, when he was first starting the band, they were going through a bunch of singers and they weren't really like, performing much, and what he was able to do is like he would always put like sound clips of like a guitarist that he was working on, and he would just like post out in public and just, or where you could download it and just listen to what he's doing, like working on, and it was just like, what the fuck, why is he giving away all of his, before an album, like why is he giving all away his music? But it ended up working out great for him because look, I mean, they're, touring around the world now, and I think it's because like they were on that like, with the whole like downloading music thing, it's such a bad, like for free.
Right.
That actually worked in their favor, and I think they were like at that time when it was like, people were getting busted for it and all that or whatever. So, and they were just pushing in their music out for free just so that way people could hear their shit. And
Well, I mean, I have my own thoughts on why that's a good thing, but that's a whole different conversation.
right, for sure, yeah, definitely good thing, and also it's like a double-edged sword. It's like
It's just really briefly. I had a friend of mine who was he's down in Texas, who has a really, really cool band. He's not a metal band, but a really,
Yeah.
really cool band. And he posted something on Facebook a couple of years ago about piracy and being all assed off about it. And I was like, look, man, the internet has destroyed the traditional business model for
sure.
music.
Yeah.
Ever since the first record was recorded,
Mm-hmm.
1% of musicians make money at it,
Right.
And it's the same now.
Yeah.
And the only difference now with all this piracy is that the middleman ain't making the money either.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
So it's like, as far as that's concerned, the conditions really haven't changed for the average musician.
Sure.
It's the suits and the middlemen and all that kind of shit that aren't making the money, and those are the ones that are doing crying the most, and those are the ones that aren't making the music. So
Yeah.
I could give a shit.
Right. Exactly. You mean nothing really. In this grand scheme of
All
things.
right. Anyway,
But,
getting back to the point to this,
yeah, where are we now?
but I digress. All right. Anything else before we fire this one up?
Nope. That's good.
All right.
Good.
Periphery, rigorous. Jesus.
Rigorous lives.
Periphery, Icarus lives.
That was good.
Periphery, Icarus lives.
Yes.
I see. I get what you're saying about the singer.
Yep. Well, yeah. It's just that.
Other than that,
Yeah.
Other than that, great stuff.
Yeah. It hits, but it's just the singing and stuff. It's just.
And
it's
I
that-
and fucking regular listeners know that I'm real hit or miss on singers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that guy's just not doing it for me
I
at
know.
all.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm able to kind of like separate it a little bit, like the singer and listen to the music, but like it's unfortunate because that's the new style of vocalist. Like for singing clean vocals now, it's gotten like it's demasculating, and it's like, and then music's really fucking heavy, and it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. But we're shitting on the fucking song I picked, but musically I love it. But it's
No, I know
yeah.
but again, like I said, I've been clear on many occasions, in the run of this show so far that that it's like, a fucking for me a bad singer is just like, God damn it,
Yeah.
what are you thinking, guys? Come on,
Right. Yeah, I
because
know.
because I have heard Periphery before, and musically I love them. They're
Yeah,
great,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And one of the things too is like we're talking about like a metal vocalist who does sing clean is, and I probably should have put him on here, is Opeth. Is like, I love his clean sounding voice for whatever reason. It's just like, it's masculine, and he doesn't whine, and he's just, I don't know, but
Right.
I don't know. There's not enough of that in that gent music nowadays, unfortunately.
Oh well,
Old
one of
school.
these days.
Right on.
Well, this brings us to the last song on your list, which is basically the the granddaddies of them.
Definitely.
The granddaddies of them all. This is Meshuggah,
Yes.
Rational Gaze.
Yep. This song, this song, I think I heard of Meshuggah before Periphery. Actually, yeah, it did because, yeah. So anyway, just hearing this type of sound really opened my ears to just like this, I don't know, just they're extremely technical, and what I love about it is that they are, and it's like it's so hard to figure out, and I love a challenge in that, and it's so heavy, even though it's totally atonal throughout the whole fucking song, and like all their songs are like that, but they create like this, I don't know, man, they're great. They're great players too. That's the thing. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Meshuggah's thing is primarily rhythm and percussion.
right, exactly.
Frederick Thorndahl's guitar solos they can be melodic. They're generally it's not necessary that they're melodic.
Right.
And I love his solos. He just
Totally.
I remember the first time I heard this is the first Meshuggah song that I can remember hearing too.
Yeah. Yep. Me too. Yep.
And I remember seeing their logo, as seeing people seeing a T-shirt occasionally or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and not really knowing. And the first time I heard him was just a total paradigm shift as
Yeah.
far as heavy music.
Definitely. And it's impacted so many bands. Unfortunately, some negative, but like, they revolutionized the sound of metal now, and they took it to that next level that I think it needed to be, because metal was kind of stagnant for a while.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of, I mean, it started just being like blues based rock as fast as you could possibly do it.
Yeah.
And then in the 90s, guys like Yngwie kind of took it in a more classical direction.
Definitely.
Which is still, I mean, those influences are still there.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But Meshuggah went completely off the reservation with it and opened up a whole new vista.
Definitely. Yeah, like I said, very atonal. And with Meshuggah, it's like I can listen to a lot of them, but it does get to a point where you're like, okay, it's probably I need a little bit of resolution in my music now. So, but for what they are, they're phenomenal. They're, like I said, great players. And like when you're talking about Frederick's his soloing, I like that it's abstract, and it's really fitting to the music. And what it's funny is like some of the older, well, I guess not even older, but even some of the songs that he does, even soloing, and just like his atmospheric notes, I guess you could say, that he plays underneath some of the stuff. It's like, it reminds me of listening to like an old horror movie, like the soundtracks, like Hellraiser or something. It always like makes me think of that, and like just like it's real creepy sounding, and like it just kept. And like I said, there's no resolution to a lot of like those notes, so it's just like it's very dissonant sounding, and that totally reminds me of like old horror movies, and I think that's just the coolest shit ever. So
Right on. All right, let's hear this one then. It's Meshuggah with Rational Gaze.
Thank
Meshuggah, Rational Gaze. That's such
Yummy.
good shit, man.
Yeah.
I love his like that solo. It's just his solos are so weird, man.
Yeah.
I love
There's
that shit.
purpose. That's why I love it. It's so weird, but it has purpose. But
God, super heavy, so heavy.
yeah, it really is. I don't know what else to say. It's that fun. It's just awesome. It's heavy, and syncopated. Good luck trying to keep up.
Right on. There's that South Park meme going around where it's like if you're gonna clap your hands to Meshuggah, you're gonna have a bad time.
Exactly. Yeah, good luck. I remember going to the concert and I'm trying to like headbang to the music. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. Someone next to me is gonna know that I'm banging the head to like in time, and then I don't know. It's just
And
like
you
I'm
fucked
fuck
it
up,
up.
and I get really like self-conscious about it. Like he really doesn't know what he's doing.
They look at you disapprovingly.
Exactly. He thinks he's a musician. Can't keep time.
Oh shit! All right, man. That was your fifth song.
Yes, it was.
That's cool.
Unfortunately.
That's
it.
cool. It's been a pleasure, man. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
I've
Thank you
I've
for
had a
having
good
me.
time with this one. This is good.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, this has been another episode of 5 Songs. I've been your host, Kevin Tulppo. My guest has been Mike Landy of Aventity and Beauty In Failure.
Yeah. So if you go on MySpace, or I'm sorry, MySpace. Holy shit. Okay, so Facebook, you can check out by band Beauty In Failure. We have like a Deftones Tooley sound.
I actually it was the first time I heard you when we played with
Yeah.
you last month.
Yeah.
I liked you a lot, dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Very different from Aventity.
Definitely. Yeah.
But still very, very good.
So yeah, we have Facebooks for both of them, and so please check them out.
Cool, man. All right, that's it. That's it for this episode. We're recording this as usual at the lovely and talented Maidstone Theatre in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Thank you very much, John Archer, for letting us do this thing here. Thanks again, as always, to Gary Willibey
Thank you.
for engineering this thing and making us sound good. And to close things out, we have a track from Mike's band Aventity. This song is called Changes. Check it out, and we'll see you next week. See ya.
See you.
All right, periphery, Icarus. Jesus.
Rigorous lives.
Periphery, Icarus lives. And then I would take this fucking lacrosse ball and stick it like right here between